Have you ever heard of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki? It's one of the most popular books on financial literacy, often praised as a game changer for anyone seeking financial freedom. In a previous episode, we covered the 20 most important points from the book, but today we're going to take a different approach. Is Rich Dad, Poor Dad really all that helpful? Or is it just another motivational piece that won't truly change your financial life? Let's dive deep and see if this book is truly worth your time. At first glance, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is captivating. With its simple yet powerful storytelling format, Kiyosaki contrasts the financial philosophies of his rich dad and his poor dad, offering readers clear lessons about the mindset of wealth. The idea that the rich think differently from the poor is interesting, but here's the catch: it oversimplifies the complexities of building wealth. The book pushes the narrative that changing your mindset is enough, which can be misleading. While having the right mentality is important, success requires much more than just thinking like the rich. I remember the first time I picked up Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I was excited. Everyone was talking about how life-changing it was, how it opened their eyes to financial freedom. As I read through the pages, I found myself nodding along thinking, yes, this makes sense. The idea of shifting from an employee mindset to an investor mindset felt empowering. But as I got deeper into the book, that initial excitement began to fade. Sure, the concepts were inspiring, but something was missing. It was like getting pumped up after a motivational speech, only to realize afterward that you still don't have a clear roadmap. It felt incomplete, like I was being told to build a house without being given the blueprint. It left me motivated, but also frustrated, wondering, now what? One of the core messages in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is that schools don't teach you how to be rich, and Kiyosaki is right about that. Traditional education doesn't focus on financial literacy, but the book fails to provide practical steps to fill this gap. Instead of actionable strategies, you get broad strokes of advice like, buy assets, not liabilities, which sounds smart, but what does that really mean for the average person? Without clear steps, this advice can leave readers confused or worse, unprepared for real financial challenges. Another issue is that the book leans heavily on the idea that entrepreneurship and real estate are the golden tickets to wealth. While both can certainly lead to financial success, the book doesn't address the risks, challenges, or skills required to thrive in these areas. The narrative oversells the simplicity of becoming a successful entrepreneur or investor. Many readers might walk away with unrealistic expectations, thinking that real estate or starting a business is the only way to escape the rat race, which simply isn't true for everyone. Furthermore, the book's advice on investing is vague and lacks detail. Kiyosaki encourages readers to invest in real estate or stocks, but doesn't offer much guidance on how to do it effectively. It's easy to say invest in assets, but without explaining how to research, assess risk, or manage investments, this advice feels more like motivational fluff than useful, actionable guidance. Real investing requires knowledge, patience, and a clear strategy, none of which the book delves into deeply enough. Lastly, Kiyosaki's perspective on jobs and working for others is dismissive. He often portrays being an employee as a financial dead end, which isn't necessarily true. While entrepreneurship offers opportunities for wealth, a stable career can provide financial security, benefits, and personal growth. Not everyone wants or needs to be a business owner to achieve financial freedom, and the book's one-size-fits-all message ignores this important nuance. Another criticism of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is that it relies too heavily on anecdotes instead of data. Kiyosaki's personal stories are engaging, but without supporting facts or statistics, it's hard to know if his advice works for everyone or just a select few. Financial decisions should be based on evidence and careful planning, not just inspirational tales. Readers looking for hard facts or proven methods may find themselves disappointed by the lack of concrete examples and tested strategies in the book. The book also lacks balance when it comes to debt. Kiyosaki is a strong advocate for using debt to create wealth, especially through real estate investments. While this strategy can work, it's not without significant risk. For most people, debt can be a dangerous trap that leads to financial disaster. The book doesn't spend enough time discussing the potential downsides or explaining how to manage debt responsibly. This could lead inexperienced readers to take on too much risk without fully understanding the consequences. Additionally, the book gives a lot of importance to the concept of financial education, but again, it doesn't clearly define what this means or how to achieve it. Kiyosaki repeatedly emphasizes the need to be financially educated, but offers little in terms of resources, tools, or practical learning steps. Without more specific advice on where to start or how to build this knowledge, readers may feel inspired, but ultimately left without a roadmap to follow. Then there's the issue of accessibility. The advice in Rich Dad, Poor Dad often feels targeted at those who already have some financial stability. Not everyone can afford to invest in real estate or start a business, especially if they're living paycheck to paycheck. The book doesn't really address how people with limited resources can begin to improve their financial situation, making its advice feel out of reach for those who need it most. Moreover, while the book pushes the idea that you should let your money work for you, it overlooks the fact that passive income streams, like investments, take time to build. It's not a quick fix, and for many, it requires years of disciplined saving and investing. This is something the book glosses over, potentially giving readers the wrong impression that wealth building can happen overnight if you just change your mindset. Finally, the motivational tone of the book is both its strength and its weakness. While it can inspire readers to think differently about money, it risks oversimplifying complex financial ideas. Motivation is great, but without clear, actionable steps, readers are left with vague ideas and no solid plan. For those looking to actually improve their financial situation, the book offers more inspiration than substance, leaving many with unanswered questions on how to move forward. Rich Dad, Poor Dad certainly offers an engaging and motivational read, but when it comes to practical financial advice, it falls short. The book excels in getting people to think about money differently, but it doesn't provide enough concrete steps to make those thoughts a reality. While it's a good starting point for changing your mindset, it's not the ultimate guide to financial freedom that some might hope it to be. If you're serious about improving your finances, this book should be just one of many resources in your toolkit. So, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad the game-changing book it's often made out to be? Not exactly. While it can get you thinking about your financial future, you'll need much more than mindset shifts to truly succeed. What do you think about Kiyosaki's ideas? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Money Minds for more book reviews, financial tips, and in-depth analysis. Stay smart, stay informed, and take control of your financial future.